and welcome back. Continuing our program about the importance of the Suez Canal Economic Zone, and to shed more light on the issue, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by our very dear guest, Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good evening, Ambassador Bayoumi.
Good evening. How are you?
How are you, sir? Always a pleasure to have you with us.
My pleasure.
Ambassador Bayoumi, how is the Suez Canal Economic Zone helping to move Egypt from an import-oriented country and economy toward export-led industrialization?
It is a very old story, by the way. Even before the establishment of Suez Canal, we used to have what we call the Silk Road. Silk Road, it means that the Chinese and those countries who are producing in the Far East, to cut short their distance to Europe, they come to Egypt through the Red Sea, then the Gulf of Aqaba.
Yes.
Then they go to Damietta by camels. As a man I'm born in Damietta, as you will know, and we know this history about our city.
Yes.
Damietta was the oldest and the largest port in Egypt. They received the merchandise, mainly silk, coming from the Far East in Egypt, in the Gulf of Suez. And then by camels they come to Egypt, to Damietta, then by other means of ships to go to Europe. Then during the Pharaonic time, we established what we call the Suez Canal. That was connecting, not directly the Mediterranean to the Red Sea. It was connecting the River Nile to the Gulf of Suez.
Yes.
And by that way they go through the River Nile up to Cairo, then they go to Suez.
Yes.
It was neglected for some time, then we re-established it during the Islamic time. Yes. We call it another name. And until we discovered that we can connect directly the Mediterranean to the Red Sea, because the theory was that the level of water here and there is not the same, and they were afraid that it will flood a lot of water in our area. Now we established Suez Canal since the history we know. Here we are selling two things for an investor. That we are in the middle of everywhere, so he is not obliged to go very far in a trip through South Africa, which costs more than the cost of Suez Canal by 40 or 60%. This is something. But the new thing recently, that if you produce in Egypt in the Suez Canal zone, economic zone, then you will enjoy exporting not to Egypt, where we have 120 or 110 million inhabitants. No, we are a part of the GAFTA, Great Arab Free Trade Area. 22 countries have free trade area. We are part of the large African Union free trade area, which was divided in three sub-regional groups. But during the presidency of our President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to the African Union, we proposed that all the sub-continental groups to be one big free trade area of Africa, 51 countries of 1,200 million inhabitants.
Yes.
Then the third dimension we have is Europe, the association agreement, which I have a history with it. Of course, I like it very much because it opens the exports of Egypt. We increased our exports to Europe by 4 times since we signed this agreement. Also, Europe is increasing their exports to Egypt by twice. So this is another secret. So we are cutting the distance.
Yes.
Something else, that we are offering the investor in the Suez Canal zone to go to a market of 2,000 million inhabitants. This is something huge, and no other area is giving the same chance.
Yes.
We have to be much more clever than what we are doing. We have to market for it aggressively, and to be sure that we have something to sell to any investor.
Indeed. Ambassador Bayoumi, how does the zone actually contribute to introduce and to integrate Egypt into the global value chain?
Yes, we have a very active diplomacy now, and as you may realize that our president, from one day to another, from 1 hour to another, he is talking to his counterparts. He is visiting other countries, receiving phone calls from his counterpart or receiving foreign guests. Dr. Badr Abdul Ati was a very active foreign minister.
Indeed.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is now in its full capacity, doing all the necessary in order to attract more and more foreign direct investment. And we need it, because our capacity to make savings, it's not enough to cover all what we need of finance, because some people are asking, why do we ask for foreign direct investment or even the Arab investment? No, we need that because our savings is not enough to cover all our needs for more and more investment.
Yes, indeed.
Because we are a country which is very active and very young. We produce one of our beautiful production in the last 10 years.
Yes.
27 million children. We gave birth to 27 million children since the revolution of 2011. This is a huge responsibility. We have to cover it by growing by 8% at least. Now we are around 5, which is not enough. So we want to expand this all the time, selling it to our investors. On the other hand, I must be honest to you and to our audience that we have to do our homework also.
Indeed.
It is not enough just to call on investors to come.
Yes.
No, we have to ameliorate our bureaucracy. We have relatively a bureaucracy which is delaying the investor to work. Our banking system, it needs a lot to be done. You spend hours to go to a bank to draw a check. This is not the case in the whole world. So many things must be realized. Our energy, now we are doubling our energy several times. We have since the Shanghai Dam, now we have this huge nuclear energy project in El Daba. The Russians are helping us there. So instead of being in very need to more and more energy, now we are producing energy. We are exporting energy. We started already to send some electric lines through Greece and Southwest Europe. We are also with the discoveries of gas in our area in the eastern parts of the Mediterranean. This will put us in a better situation concerning energy. Many things we have to do our homework there, then we shall be really in a position to attract much more investors in our country.
Yes, that would bring me, Mr. Ambassador, to ask what incentives make the Suez Canal attractive to the international investors with competing and with comparison to competing regional hubs as well?
It is two words, as I mentioned before. It is the geography. We are in the middle of everywhere. Other that the market here is not in Egypt. It is Egypt, Arab countries, Europe and Africa.
Indeed.
Another element that the Egyptians have, thank God, a good working class. And we have a very good reputation in Europe. Our Egyptians living in Europe have very good reputation there. I am quite sure. I lived in Europe several times, and I know that they look to the Egyptians living in Germany, in Austria, and so on, in a nice way.
Indeed, Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister, thank you so much for being our guest for tonight. And with that, we come to the end of our daily debate for tonight. Many thanks for watching.